So in a recent video, I talk about all the hoo-ha going on with Antman and the Wasp Quantumania and how much backlash he's getting from people who have seen the film and the critic rating. Now, it doesn't seem to have really stopped anything because Antman and the Wasp is making money. It's made $118 million at the box office in the opening weekend, and it only looks like it's gonna make more. Now, as an MCU film, we all know damn well that Marvel is at least guaranteed $500 million for every movie they do. No matter how terrible it is, no matter what the critics say, there are MCU stands out there that are always going to have Marvel's back. And it looks like Ant-Man and the Wasp is no different. I mean, this is on the Hollywood Reporter, and it said that it's the best start to all the Ant-Man films. So this is like insane. And this is what Hollywood Reporter had to say about it. The Marvel Studios posted the best start of the 3 Ant-Man films at a domestic box office and one of the best showings ever for President's Day. The pic's global start is nearly at $240 million. Man. Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania sting is working, marking the first studio event pick of 2023. The third film in Marvel Studios and Disney's standalone superhero series is headed for franchise best domestic debut, $118 million at the President's Day box office, including the $104 million for the first 3 days. Estimates will be updated on Monday. Overseas, the Marvel pick collected $121 million for an early global start of $238 million. One sore spot was China, where the movie collected a tepid $19 million. Far less than the previous 2 installments. It is the first Marvel movie and Disney movie to get a day-to-day release in the Middle Kingdom since Avengers Endgame, and there's concern the brand may have lost its sheen or that its overall appetite for Hollywood superhero fare has waned. I can speak for China when I say, no, that's not what's happened. Nah, that's not what happened. The problem is, every movie since Endgame, China has envisioned as woke and said, no, fuck you. We don't want that crap. And basically what's happened now is because it's been so long since they've released a movie in China or been able to release a movie in China, China does not have any interest in Marvel or Disney right now. And it's sad because they're kind of all missing out on the MCU because it's not all woke. You know, a lot of it is. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. You know, Disney is pushing a massive woke agenda, and you know, a lot of people will say, "Oh, what? It's being representative woke." No, that's not the problem. Being woke is woke. What Hollywood is doing, and Disney in particular is doing, is not representation. You think it's representation if you're the one arguing with me. For those out there that think this is representation, well, they got you where they want you because it ain't representation. If it was representation, they wouldn't be pushing it so hard, but they're pushing it so hard because it's not representation. They're trying to shut you up. Anyone that's complained about the lack of diversity, Hollywood is just trying to shut you up, and they're going to keep pushing this until they're allowed to do what they want to do again. And that's what they will do. It will go back to the way it was. There'll be another Oscars when it's all white men nominated. I kid you not. Look at the Brit Awards. They wanted a gender neutral Brit Award. They got it. And no woman won. Be careful what you wish for. But that is why China has no interest in the MCU right now. And it's that. Disney have done it to themselves. Disney forgot that the key about making movies is to make money, not make people happy. Granted, yeah, if you're going to make money, you're going to make people happy. But the goal in your own business is appeal to the biggest percentage of people as you can. Disney have focused to appeal to 5% of the human population. And if that's the way you're going down, don't get upset when you don't make the money. That's why they're making all these layoffs, because the company's going bust. Disney Plus is costing them a fortune to run. I mean, I've seen a lot of people out there get upset at the prospect of Disney Plus and Netflix's monthly subscription going through the roof. For those 2 studios to break even with their streaming platforms, we would have to start paying £50 a month each for subscriptions. That's how much they're losing money. I mean, I've seen things written that they're losing like hundreds of millions per year just on their streaming things. But that's the way movies are going. I mean, I would not be surprised if in 10, 15 years' time, there's no such thing as cinemas anymore. I mean, don't be surprised. I would be baffled if there was. I mean, I highly anticipate one studio is going to eventually stop making physical copies of movies, i.e. DVDs or Blu-rays. I think they'll stop. They're going to see it's a waste of our time. Let's just bang it on our streaming platform. This is the way Hollywood's going. But yeah, it continues to go on in North America. When comparing like for like 3-day numbers, Ant-Man 3 opened an impressive 37% ahead of the last film, despite poor reviews and a tepid B cinema score with audiences. The first Ant-Man launched to a 57 million domestic over its 3-day weekend, the lowest start of any MCU offering, on its way to earning $519 million globally. 3 years later, the second film started off with $75 million in North America, before topping out $622 million worldwide. The preview earnings for the first two films were $6 million and $12 million respectively. The prequel reunites Peyton Reed with actors Paul Rudd and Evangeline Lilly. The cast also includes Michael Douglas, Michelle Pfeiffer, Jonathan Majors, Catherine Newton, Bill Murray, Katie O'Brien, William Jackson Harper, James Cutler, and David Dasmalkian. I hope I pronounced that one right. One challenge for Quantumania: Rotten Tomatoes Tomatometer is presently at 48% for the second worst film of the Marvel Cinematic History universe, behind Eternals. Let me update that. It's at 47% now, so it's joint worst. Think of that what you will. I highly doubt it could be worse than Eternals, but here we are. And notably behind I keep mispronouncing this. The Tomato Meter rankings for 2012's Ant-Man, which is at 83%. And 2015's Ant-Man and the Wasp at 87%. I do not think Ant-Man and the Wasp is better than Ant-Man. No way, no how. Ant-Man was a fun, enjoyable movie. I love that movie. I could watch that movie again and again. Ant-Man and the Wasp I looked forward to that a lot because I was so desperate to see the Wasp in the MCU. And it was just, no, thank you. Generally speaking, male skewing superhero fare is more immune to bad notices than other genres. Audiences are also less enthusiastic, or at least those polled by Cinema Score. Moviegoers gave the film a B cinema score compared to the A for the first Ant-Man and an A for the second. The audience score on Rotten Tomatoes is in the same range as the score for the first two. Okay, so I don't think for 1 second that this has got to do with more female characters than male characters. Everything I've heard about this film, and I still haven't seen it, it's got nothing to do with characters or females or males. It's got to do with the story. I a lot of people, describing the story as just laughable. And yeah, so I don't know why they're saying that. In regard to Wasp is a massive comic book character. I mean, forget the MCU. Push the MCU to the side. Those of us who grew up reading these comics, Wasp was one of my most favorite female characters. I loved Wasp. I loved doing the comics. I loved doing the cartoons. If you haven't seen the Avengers Earth's Mightiest Hero cartoon, you should go watch that cartoon. It's on Disney Plus. That cartoon is... I'm an adult in my 30s, and I still love that cartoon. She's a very likable character. The Evangeline Lilly version of Wasp is it's a different ballgame. She's not like Wasp in the comics or the cartoons. No way. She's more serious. And in the Ant-Man and the Wasp film, it felt like she was bossing him around and like telling him basically she's a better Ant-Man than he is. And I didn't like that in the second film. But I don't think that is the reason why this film has not been loved. But yeah, the film's still making money. I did say this. I said, you got MCU stands. They'll go and watch this. The film will get to 500 mil easy. Getting past that is probably going to be its problem. I would probably say this film will make around 600 to 700 million. I mean, it's almost at 300 million already, so it's not even been a week. But yeah, what did you guys think? Did you enjoy this film? Have you seen it yet? Are you looking forward to seeing it? Or like me, are you going to save your dough because, it's financial troubles right now and just wait for Disney Plus? Because that's what I do now. I very rarely go to the cinema. I haven't been to the cinema since coronavirus. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know why. It just there's not been a film that I've been dying to go and watch. I mean, Spider-Man: No Way Home was one I was going to see, but things happened. But yeah, if you're gonna see this film, tell me what your hopes and dreams are for this film. If you have seen it, drop down in the comments and let everyone else know. What should they expect? Should they curb their enthusiasm? Should they limit their expectations? Or is this the greatest film that you've seen so far? Let me know in the comments. As usual, thank you for watching and live long and prosper.